Hey y'all, welcome on in. My name is Alex from Cradle Llama. If you see that red live box right there, that means I'm live, but if you don't see it, you are just catching the replay. So if you don't see that box, just put hashtag replay in the comments. Comment the word wine, W-I-N-E. We're going to do a little charcuterie board and a matching like dish towel with it, okay? So we have this transfer right here. This one is called Charcuterie, and we have the perfect bamboo board for it, which is a BOGO surface. And then we're going to use this transfer and a tea towel. So we're going to do a little bit of inking and pasting tonight. So when y'all pop on, say hey and comment the word wine. I'm going to get this shared over into my broadcast channel. The broadcast channel is just a one-way messaging system. It's the best way for you to know when I'm live, because I will send out a message in there when I go live, which is what I'm doing right now. But then I'll also share like any deals, sales, and stuff like that. But it's like a big old group chat, but I just get to message you and not everybody gets to message back and forth, which is nice. So let me get that shared into there, and then we are going to get started. So my question is, should we start with the tea towel? Y'all let me know in the comments. Should we start with the tea towel or the actual board itself? Which one do y'all want to see first? I'm going to get our tea towel ready to go. I'm going to prep it. I'm going to iron it a little bit. I decided not to pull out my big old heat press. I'm just going to use a small little iron, a mini Cricut heat press, and we're going to use that today. Hi, Diane. Hi, Michelle. So I am just going to iron this out right in the middle to get all of the wrinkles out. But y'all let me know what y'all want to see first. Hi, Leona. The board or the tea towel. All right, so I'm just going to iron out all of the, actually, you know what? Maybe I go on from this side. So this is a tea towel that I got from Walmart, but I did in the supply list, I did include the one from Chalk, because I do like their white tea towel quite a bit. I just didn't have any in here. I didn't have any in my own inventory to use. So I'm using one that I have from Walmart. But I do like both. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Sue. So y'all are letting me know in the comments, do you want me to start with the board or the tea towel? We're going to do a little bit of ink and a little bit of paste today. So y'all let me know what y'all want to see first. But I'm just starting off with kind of ironing out the wrinkles in my tea towel. And I'm just getting stuff out of the way. Miss Maria, I meant to tell you, I saw that you signed up to become a Perks member. Yay. Super exciting. You're going to save 30% off of everything moving forward as far as Chalk goes. The board. Okay. Thank you, Miss Sue, for responding. I appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to just move that over here. We will come back to that. We'll probably have to continue to iron it. But, hi Brenda. Hello, Miss Yvette. Yes, we just started. So this is the bamboo surface. So if you didn't know, Chalk is having like a BOGO surface sale. So if you buy one, you get one. I think it's buy one, get one 40% off or something like that. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. But this is the bamboo surface. I really thought this would be a fun project to do some like wood burning, but I don't have a heat gun that gets hot enough. So I thought this project that I'm going to do would go really well with the wood burning. But we're just going to use paste tonight. Hi, Louise. We'll get to the tea towel. We're just going to start with this. So this is the bamboo, and plus Chalk has a ton of transfers and tools and stuff and surfaces on sale over in the specials section of the website. So if you comment the word wine, W-I-N-E, I will send you a message. The first link in the message is the link to all the stuff I'm using, but then the second link is the link to all of the sale items. So I highly suggest you go check that out, because I want to say it ends the 30th. All right, so this one is called Charcuterie. So it's a fun little charcuterie board. So I thought that you could put this on the bamboo surface and then have like a little mini charcuterie board. How hot, so like this This little gun, it does not get hot enough. You need like one from like Home Depot or Lowe's or even Amazon. The one that gets really hot. Hi, Miss Miller. How are you? All right, what we're doing is we're fuzzing. So we want to fuzz because we are going to put this on that bamboo surface, and we don't want our transfer to stick like super, super well, because if it sticks too well, then you're going to fight to pull it off, and you're going to either curl it or you're going to stretch it. So we're going to fuzz, and the fuzz cloth, y'all, is on sale too. I want to say for like Perks members, it's like $6 instead of the $14. So I highly recommend, hi Lisa, I highly recommend to grab one of these. And plus, Perks members, you get your 30% off too. I got so many new supplies when I signed up for Perks. Yay! Oh, did you get it? Because you can add it to your cart now. It's part of the sale. So the color Home, which was last month's color, it's one of the dark blue. It's a dark blue. You can add that to your cart too, for a limited time. So I highly recommend at least going and checking out and see if there's anything on there that you've been eyeing or anything like that. Okay, so our board is a little bit bigger than our transfer. So what I'm going to do is going to do my best to line this up. Now, I was just going to chalk everything in white, but now I'm kind of wondering if I should do all. What's your question? Hi, Stephanie. Or should we just do, should we do all, no, let's just do it all white. You can do all white, all black. So this is where I was talking about, like, with the wood burning. I have the wood burning gel. So you would apply this, if you wouldn't wanted to wood burn it, right? You would apply it like you would like a paste. You would take it, you would apply your wood burning gel on top, take off your transfer, clean it. Then you would take your heat gun and you would slowly start to burn where the paste is or the wood burning gel is, and it would look like it's etched or scored into the bamboo. I'm gonna have to get a new heat gun and try that out. No, it's not super heavy. Hi, Colleen. All right, I just realized that's not even straight. So what should we chalk this in, white or black? What? I don't know what that means. I do not know what that means. So Laura says to do it in black. So then when you, after you chalk this, it's not going to be food safe. So what you're going to want to do is grab like a Mod Podge or a food safe sealer and Mod Podge on top. I'm giving it a second, Stephanie. You'd want to seal it on top before you put any food on it, okay? It does work. Yeah, no, it's totally worked. I've done the wood burning like way back, like a few years ago. And I want to do it again. I just haven't, we're going to just do it in white. I just haven't done it recently. So I want to try it again, but I need to get myself a new heat gun. Ooh, should we do vanilla? After I dip that into the... Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I don't know. Sorry, y'all. I was looking at that comment. Let me go back to my live. That's okay, Janice. Yes, do the vanilla. Okay. Only problem is I don't got a lot of vanilla. Let me try vanilla. Let me see if I have enough on here or enough in here to do. Okay. There it is. Bye-bye. I got a troll, babe.
Oh no.
Ban from page. Confirm. Bye-bye. I was thinking vanilla. Okay, perfect. We will go the vanilla route. I thought black would be pretty. I think you could get really detailed and do like a bunch of different colors on this, and I think that would be really pretty. So, ow! I just burned myself. All right, let's get out the vanilla. I'm just going to scoop as much out of this jar as I can. And let's pull this across. I think we'll have plenty to get this onto the board. So like I was saying, you could get really detailed and make it really colorful and all of that. I think that'd be fun. The wood burning would be fun. But if you're gonna paste on it, it's not going to be food safe. So you definitely want to seal it with some sort of food sealer. I know that Mod Podge has a food grade or food safe sealer that you could use. Or you could epoxy it. Well, I guess you can't really, epoxy is not really food safe. Something food safe. He does this a lot on people's lives and keeps getting worse. Oh, gotcha, Stephanie. Well, he's been blocked. I went to his page and it showed like other crafters, but I guess that would make sense, right? It's okay. We're not going to let it stress us out. All right. Going through and picking up all the extra paste that's sitting on top. Thank you for letting me know, though. Babe, Victoria says hello.
Hello, ladies.
He says hello. He's cooking dinner. All right. So, let me wipe up my hands. Here's what we have. So it's just really simple. I'm glad we did the vanilla. I think that looks good. Oh, he is? Y'all know who he is? So he's like going and like trolling ladies who are crafting. They're all starting to say hi, babe.
Tell him I said hello.
He says hello, if y'all didn't hear him. All right, let's clean this. I really want, I'm gonna have to get a heat gun because I really want to try the wood burning with it. I think that the vanilla looks really good because remember, you're probably gonna, if you're gonna use it as a charcuterie board, you're gonna cover it up. So this kind of gives you, and I'm terrible at putting this together. It gives you kind of the placement of where to put everything. So I leave not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. So you've got about 10 days-ish. And I'll be gone for a whole week. Hi, Sandra. I'll be gone for a whole week, but I'll be back. But I'm going to have videos. I'm going to try to do 2 videos a day. I'm going to have like a deal of the day. We're going to have like a game if you make a purchase while I'm gone. Lots of fun stuff. So just stay tuned for all of that in the next couple of weeks. All right, we're going to put this down. And I did that the wrong side. It's white side to sticky side. Whoops. And then don't go anywhere. We're going to do a little tea towel. He is going. Yes, he is. He's going to get a full dose of the whole family for an entire week. I am going to ChalkCon, Miss Dawn. I will be there too. Lots of travel in the month of June. Oh, you think his mother's a crafter? Oh. Then why is he saying inappropriate stuff? I don't know. I have dog hair all over me. So here is our little charcuterie board. So remember, it's just to kind of help with the placement. Hi, Martha. I think I'm going to have to do the wood burning. I really want to try it. Hi, Tracy. We are going to Mexico. We are going to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for a week. So this is actually vanilla, but I do think the bright white would have been pretty too. Or even like the black would be pretty too, however you want to do it. But it's not food safe because when I run my finger over it, you can feel the paste sitting on top of the board. So like I was saying, you'd want to seal it with something food grade or food safe if you actually wanted to use this on like as a charcuterie board. If not, it's just pretty little decoration. So there's that. And then we're going to make a tea towel that's going to go with it. So hang tight. We need to close this up. Clean. Oh, thank you. You'll come watch my dogs. How funny. We have a family friend who's going to watch them, Victoria. They're going to watch my two and my parents' dog. Yeah, we've done this Puerto Vallarta trip 2 times already. We were supposed to go last year, but we had to cancel it. So we're going back again, which I am real excited. I'm ready for a break. So I can maybe go for the first time. Depends what it is. I've never. Don't be scared, but I understand if that's something you've never done before. I can understand that. That's a good idea, Michelle. Just put a piece of glass over it. That's a great idea. You could probably find something that's similar size at like Home Goods or even Dollar Tree just to put over it for the decoration. All right. I'm just using my little mini Easy Press to do this part. You could use a regular heat press or regular iron. I didn't honestly feel like pulling out my big old heat press, so I'm just using my mini one. Oh, next year. Gotcha. Hi, Nara. Hi, Anita. How are you? I hope y'all are doing lovely. All right, so we are going to take our new size ink mat. So if you didn't know this, Chalk came out with a new size ink mat. This is a 9x12. So you're not having to pull out the big old ink mat like this one that I have here to do your tea towels. We have a smaller one. This is linked in the cart link for you. And we are just going to put this behind. I have yet to travel out of the country someday. Michelle, you're not too far from Mexico. I highly suggest it. It's great. All right, we're gonna lay this down, and it doesn't really necessarily have to be straight. The ink mat doesn't have to be straight, but you want all of, it's kind of hard to tell, but all of the bumps and bubbles of your towel smoothed out. I've flown before and nope, I like my feet on the ground, thank you. See, some people just cannot, they don't like it, and that's okay. All right, so this is a tea towel from Walmart. Like I was saying earlier, I do like the chalk ones. That's linked in the link for you. I just didn't have any, and I really wanted to do this project with y'all, so we're just gonna use what we have. All right, so I'm going to smooth this out, get this as flat as I can against my ink mat. So the ink mat, it's sticky, okay? So what that does, it prevents your fabric from moving around on you, right? And then it prevents like your ink from bleeding to the back, especially if you're like working on a t-shirt. You want the ink mat in between because it'll provide a protective layer so it doesn't, that ink doesn't bleed through to the back of the shirt. We're not doing a shirt tonight, so it doesn't really matter, but it's helpful. You love your what, Linda? Your ink mat. Hi, Kathy. All right, so here's another transfer that we're going to use. This one is called Wine and Cheese. So we're going to use the We Go Together like wine and cheese, and then we have this piece right here that says cheese, wine, and a friend must be old to be good, and then you have the charcuterie definition, and then a little wine glass. We're going to put, we might use this too, I think. Yeah. So we're going to use this part right here. Okay. We're going to lift this up and just cut it. No, Dolores, this is just a transfer that I'm using. One of the new summer transfers that came out fairly recently. All right, y'all, question of the day, and I'm surprised Miss Michelle hasn't asked it. What are y'all having for dinner? We are having sausage, peppers, potatoes, and onions. I don't know if y'all can hear Thomas, but he's in the kitchen getting everything together. All right, and I'm not going to fuzz it because this is just going on fabric, and you don't necessarily have to fuzz with it with, working with fabric. I definitely don't recommend a fuzz if you are doing this on not burlap, canvas. All right, we're gonna push that down, and then we're gonna use 3 colors. We're gonna use pesto, black velvet, and currant jam. Now these are different from the paste that you see me using. The pastes are washable, right? We're gonna put this on an ink mat, and we don't want it to wash out, so we're gonna use our ink version of the paste. So this is gonna be your permanent option. These can be heat set. They can go on glass, ceramics, fabrics, t-shirts, all of that. Hi, Anita. Ooh, that sounds good. Janice made wings and fries for family. Ooh, how fun, Michelle. Egg roll in a bowl. Yum. I also buy this. Yeah, I do like these from Walmart. I will say I do like the flour sack towels from Walmart. All right, we're going to use our multi-tool. This tool is also on sale on the chalk site. So I highly recommend you grab that in a fuzzing cloth if you are new to chalk. It's a great way to get your, the supplies that you'll use a lot at a discount. All right, we're going to go with We Go Together, and we're going to do this in black. Now, the thing with ink is you got to be really careful, because if you get it somewhere where you don't want it, it's going to stay there. So I recommend to take your time. Now, the great thing about ink is you don't have to do the paste and pull like we do with our chalk paste. Ink, it's not going to dry and lift. So you have plenty of time to work with it. You don't have to lift it up in between, as you're working on it. Does that make sense? Really? How funny, Lisa. Beef stroganoff, egg salad, and tomato sandwich. Yum, yum, yum. All right, now we're going to go in with our pesto ink. Okay, and I'm going to do the little greenery right here. And y'all, little fact, if you didn't know, ink is the whole reason I got into chalk. I started out making my own silkscreen transfers, which I don't recommend because it's a lot of work. And I needed the ink, so I started buying the ink. And then I quickly started using the transfers, and then here I am 5 years later. All right, I'm going to do the greenery down here. So, never planned on making chalk a business, but I did. All right, I'm going to clean this off. I'm going to close up my pesto paste. Chicken noodle soup, I have allergy. Oh no, Victoria, I hope you feel better. All right, then we're going to go back in with our black. And I was going to do the word wine and cheese in the maroon, this color. What do y'all think? Just to kind of spruce it up a little bit. Or should we do something different? I don't really have a golden yellow ink. I just have Bumblebee, which I feel like is too bright. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, Sharon. So I'll be live tomorrow morning at 10:30 I'm going to try to go live Friday. If I will for sure be live on Saturday for our swap out Saturday. So like just do an interchangeable. And then Sunday we'll do our live sale, which will just be our summer mystery box. And then I'll be live. I'm going to try to go live every day until I leave. So I had planned to go live last night, but I had fallen asleep in the afternoon and I didn't wake up till like 6:30. And so I just,
Time. It's nap time.
yeah, it was nap time. And so I just missed last night. All right. We're going to go in. This is the color Current Jam. It's a really pretty, like, Merlot maroon color. And I'm going to go in and I'm just going to use, I need to mix it up a little bit. It's separated a little bit. That's okay if it does that. Just mix it. So, who is excited for the summer mystery boxes? I sure am. And my goal is to get all of those cut and shipped before I leave. So, we will have two options, like I was talking about. We'll have like a mini mystery box and then the regular mystery box. I lay out all of the small cardboard. I lay out a small cardboard piece next to my project and place my ball. That's a great idea, Linda. I should do that, but I'm kind of out of room in here because my table is a mess. Have I cleaned off my table, I would have plenty of room. Sharon's excited. Anita's excited. I am excited. I'm excited to see how the two like size options work and see what most people grab. So that will be on Sunday and it'll only have like probably until Wednesday. Ooh, I need to do the word "and" in black. And you'll probably only have until Wednesday to grab it. So I was going to do it this past weekend, but most of y'all said y'all wanted it after the 1st. So, yay! Sometimes you need a nap. That's why I was late. Yeah. No, and I fell asleep earlier today too. I laid down to charge my phone, and I fell asleep for probably about 30 minutes. I don't know, the past couple of days, I've just been so tired. Yay! I'm excited that y'all are excited. I really enjoy the mystery boxes. And like I said, we won't do another one probably until September. So, last little chance to grab an extra project to work on. Some mystery projects to work on over the summer. And then before you know it, it's going to be time for Christmas in July. And then starts all the fall crafting. Kind of crazy to think about. So you charged myself. What do you mean? Like by taking a nap? Is that what you mean, Miss Jennifer? I did. I actually, oh, I see what you mean, because I was charging my phone. So I charged myself. Exactly. All right. We're going to go in with our Current Jam. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. What are you eating over there?
More hot sauce.
Oh, your hot sauce. Thomas made homemade hot sauce today. Mystery boxes are great. Yeah, I'm excited for them. It's going to be summer themed. So everything will be summer themed. No, like it won't include any patriotic or anything like that. It'll be all summer themed items. So, hi Diane. How are you? All right, let's get this covered. If you're just popping on or you didn't catch the beginning of the live, our keyword tonight is wine. W-I-N-E. We started out the live with doing like a little charcuterie board. We pasted a charcuterie board, and then now we're kind of making like a little matching tea towel to go with it. So, they'll come out on the, whatever Sunday is. That'll be the 30th, right? I think Sunday's the 30th. But then you'll have until June, let's see, 3rd, I think, to grab it. And then after that, it'll be closed. All right, so key thing when you're dealing with ink is you want to make sure that your hands are nice and clean before peeling up your transfer, because if there's ink on your hands and you go to touch your tea towel, that ink is going to transfer. Ooh, I like that. Hi, Ange. All right, let me check my hands again. I'm going to move this over here for right now. We are going to add, I think, a little stripe at the bottom, but I want to clean this. So I'm going to take some water, and where did my board eraser go? Right here. Yay, happy birthday to you. Happy early birthday, Miss Sharon, if I don't see you on your birthday. All right, we're going to scrub the front, turn it over, scrub the back, and then we're going to dry this off. Babe, can you hand me a paper towel?
Sure.
Sunday's June 1st? I keep thinking is it June 1st? Do you know?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I got stuff all over my shirt today.
Yeah, because we leave Sunday the 8th.
Yeah, well, we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sunday would be the 1st.
So yes, then Sunday's the 1st. Thank you, Miss Diane. So Sunday's the 1st, and then you'll have the 2nd, the 3rd, so you'll have until June 4th to grab the mystery box. We just buy the ones from H-E-B. We buy the fresh ones from H-E-B. That's the one he prefers. Oh, well, happy belated birthday, Miss Ange. Alrighty. Let's pull this back out. Okay. So let me show you all the charcuterie board if you're just jumping on. This is the little charcuterie board that we made using the charcuterie transfer. Okay. Now we're adding like a little tea towel to it. And we're going to do this little stripe at the bottom. And I'm just going to do one line. I'm not going to connect it or anything like that. Dolores, I don't know yet. The big one I know for sure, like the standard size mystery box that I've done, it'll be $50. Like it's always been. Or the last time it was. It'll be $55, which includes shipping. But as far as the mini mystery box go, I don't know yet. I am working on getting that finalized. All right. Needs to come over a little bit. Thank you, Michelle. I really try to make those mystery boxes absolutely worth it. Since they are not limited, but like they are limited quantity, but they are also like not as often. And I probably put too much in there than I should, but I just like to spoil y'all because y'all are so great to me. This is the hardest part, is getting this straight. All right. That looks pretty straight. So I'm thinking we should do, what color should we do? Should we do the currant jam and pesto? Or should we do the pesto and the black? Which two colors should we use? So this is currant jam, the green is pesto, and obviously that's black. What colors should we use? We've missed you, Miss Ange. We know you have a lot going on. So I've been thinking about you. And there's no need to apologize for missing anything. We are here. All right. Pesto. pesto and what? The green and black? That's kind of what I was thinking. Just because this already has so much of the current jam color. All right, we're gonna go that. All right, so I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna do the big thick line in black, I think. And then the two smaller outside lines in pesto. All right, let me get out my multi-tool. And we are going to just go, so this is what I recommend, especially if you're using black with a color with it. I suggest to do this color first, because for me, if I go in with the black and do the black stripe first, I'm going to mix the pesto. I'm going to mix the black into the pesto, and I don't want that. So I'm going to start with this color first, okay? Then I'm less likely to get the black into the pesto areas. Does that make sense? Because I'm kind of a messy chalker. And sometimes I struggle with keeping colors in the lines where I want them. So I recommend starting with your pesto and then going in with the black. Now you could have gotten really detailed and done like pesto, the maroon, and the black. That's okay. I'm sure. I hope you get healed very quickly. All right. A little bit here. So now because I've done my pesto, I'm less likely to get the black where I don't want it. Jennifer, sometimes I've got good ideas. Sometimes I think through things before I do them. Other times, not so much. All right, let's go in with the black. And just chalk this. This is also why I like using the ink, because you don't have to rush, one, and because your paste or your ink won't dry in there. So now if you like leave it on there for 24 hours, it might, but it doesn't dry as quickly as the paste. So you've got time to work and to get that color down. Okay. Taking this across. Is Miss Dawn Grant still here? If she is, Dawn, you asked me about ChalkCon. Are you going? All right. Pulling this color just slowly. Hi, Cheryl. You're welcome, Jennifer. Oh. You know, sometimes I've got good ideas. Sometimes I feel like people watch me and be like, was she even, like, was she even thinking? Like, what did she expect? You're going to ChalkCon, Dawn? I would love, if you are, I would love to meet you. All right, close this up. Clean off my hands. I wish I could go. I know. I'm glad they're bringing it back. I think it's going to be a great event. It's always like the perfect. Woo! I like that. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Miss Dawn. Maybe next time. So you're probably like, what is ChalkCon? So as like a designer, which is what I am, there's an event called ChalkCon where it's like a big convention where all the designers, if you choose to, get together and they show you the new product stuff that's coming out, new like programs or releases, stuff like that. There's classes, there's all sorts of stuff that you can do. And it's a great way to meet other people who do chalk. And it's just a great, I don't know. It's like, comes at the perfect time. It gets you kind of excited again, all of that good stuff. I've always enjoyed going. All right, where is, I lost my paper towel. That's okay. Oh, fun. I didn't go to the one in Colorado. No, I did. I was the one in Colorado. I lied. I was at that one. That was my first ever chalk con. Because the first one was that I could have gone to was in Tennessee, but I had a family trip. So I didn't go. I just attended virtually. And so the one in Denver was my first one. And then they haven't had one since. I know, Miss Janice. Maybe next year. All right, let's dry. So if you are new to ink and you haven't tried it, I suggest you grab like an old ratty t-shirt, an old, like not Hobby Lobby, Walmart. Grab a pack of these. I think you can get a pack of like 10 for $5 or $6 and just practice until you kind of get the hang of it. Now I'm hitting mine with a dryer. I do recommend, however, you let this dry overnight or dry for a couple hours before you heat set it. But I'm going to pull off my ink mat. Okay. And I know it's kind of hard to tell, but do y'all see that maroon color on there? That's what bled through the towel. So I got a little messy. No surprise, this got on my towel, but it's okay. So we're gonna dry it some more, and then we will heat set it. Or go to the Goodwill. That's a great idea, Jennifer. Yeah, I love doing tea towels and buying white tablecloths. I did ooh. I hope you have a picture of that. I like the t-shirt with the ink. You like doing t-shirts? Dolores does lots of t-shirts. All right, let's get this dry. It's gonna be tacky to the touch. That's okay. Now, I do recommend heat setting this with a heat press or an iron. I am not going to. I'm just going to cover mine. Maybe not. Let me grab some parchment paper. I'm going to cover mine with parchment paper, and I'm just going to use my little mini Cricut heat press. But you can use a regular iron, you can use a heat press, anything just to get that to heat set it, okay? So if you're going to heat set it with a heat press, which I could pull mine out, but I'm too lazy to pull it out. You would heat set it at 350 and press it in 30-second intervals until it's not tacky to the touch anymore. If you're going to do it like with an iron, medium-high heat, and go over it for several minutes before you lift it off, okay? You have, I know, it's because I got a little messy. I have like a spot right here too. It's because of my what's the word I'm looking for? My board eraser. This is a Maria, this is a flour sack towel. You could also use, Chalk has a white one, but you could also use this one, which I probably thought about using. This is the burlap one that you could use. But this is a flour sack towel. But yeah, I highly suggest if you're new to ink, like Jennifer said, go to the Goodwill, find like cheap towels, cheap t-shirts, and just practice. Things that you don't mind getting ruined if you mess it up. So this is also the thing with the big flour sack towels is I tend to get like stains on it because I'm kind of a mess. But you just want to heat set it. I'm just going over it with an iron. Nothing fancy. You don't need a fancy heat press to do the shirts. A regular iron will work just fine. I think that's good. All right. So let me take this here. And then once it's heat set, it's dry. You can throw it in the washer. You can throw it. You can clean it. You can use it however you want to. Now, if you don't plan on washing it, you could just use paste. That is an option too that you could use for your tea towels is see, like look at all the stains I got on there. See, I'm not perfect, y'all. You could just use paste instead of the ink if you don't plan on washing it. No, I forgot to take one. I did it when I got the, oh no, that's okay. I am just glad that you are creating and crafting. Y'all, always feel free to share your finished pictures over in the VIP group. I love to see what y'all come up with. Because y'all are amazing. I didn't get that centered, but there it is. Now, when I pulled it off my ink mat, the fiber stretched a little bit, so it is a little wavy, but it is this is a cheap flour sack towel. So I recommend if you don't want that, get like a good quality napkin. That should not happen with this one, but that's why it looks a little wavy, is because the fibers got stretched a little bit. Let me see if I can make it a little bit thinner to where it covers that up. Well, hell. I didn't fold that very well. So let's do a vote. I know I'm not folding this correctly, but y'all get the idea, right? There it is. I still can't fold it correctly. Help me. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. It's good enough. So there is our little towel, okay? And then here is our charcuterie board, okay? Which one is your favorite? The towel or the board? Yeah, I do recommend if you're gonna do this, get like a better quality towel, or make sure your ink mat isn't super, super sticky. Because I hadn't used this before, it was brand new, so it stuck really well, so it stretched the towel. But if you use like an ink mat that's not super sticky, you shouldn't have that problem. Which one do y'all like more? It's gonna drive me nuts to fold this correctly. The towel. So like I was saying at the beginning, comment the word wine, W-I-N-E. There's going to be 2 links in there for you. The first link is everything that I used tonight, but be sure to check out the second link or go to the specials tab on the website, because y'all, there are a ton of transfers on sale over there, plus services and accessories. So like the fuzz cloth that I used tonight and the multi-tool are on sale. I want to say like for Perks members, you can get this for like $4.50 instead of the 12 or 7. So there we go. Here it is. I love it. You would use the board more, yeah. The towel, both. The towel. Hi, Nancy. It would be an adorable gift set. So go check it out. Go grab your stuff. And go check out the specials tab or the sales tab and the BOGO tab, because you can get some big discounts in the next couple of days. I haven't really talked about it, but I highly recommend checking it out and going and grabbing. Yeah, I don't ink a ton. I love to ink, but I just don't do it as much. I love the cutouts and all of that. So I just wanted to show y'all 2 things that kind of go together. that you could get and make as a gift for somebody. So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I will be live tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We will be doing some sort of cutout craft. But I love these. And, oh, there's also a wine bag. There's a wine bag that you could get. I've done that on a live before around Christmas time, that you could get and do like a whole trio with it. So I can't fold it all, Miss Jennifer. But I will see y'all tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Make sure you're in the broadcast channel, right down there in the pinned comment, open that up and click on the link and click join. It's just a great messaging system to know when I'm live and what's going on over here on this page. So y'all have a great night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.